Okay. All right.
And give me a second. All right. Okay,
Am I on, Chrissy? Are we,
you're on.
It's
Let me-
recording.
okay. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Bradley Beach Planning Board of April 22nd. Will everyone please rise for our pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
and to
to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation,
nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This regular meeting of the planning board will be taking place remotely via Zoom and will commence at 6:30 p.m., which time you may appear via Zoom present. Objections or questions you may have at the appropriate time. There will be no individual present at the Borough Hall due to current COVID-19 rules and regulations. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please silence all cell phones and other paging devices as they are distracting to others. If there is a lot of background noise at your location, please move to a quiet area. All participants should keep their devices muted until you are called upon to speak. This will allow for a clear and cohesive recording of these proceedings. Before we start, Christy, I would like to make one more notice. And that is, Christy, I believe that I'm sharing everyone's gratitude in saying this. Christy, we have never had doubts about your professionalism, and we thank you for being the right arm of this planning board. You never cease to amaze us with the ability you have to put everything in order. You really are an outstanding professional and has earned the admiration of all of us. Happy Secretary's Day.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bill, you're making my mom cry here at my dining room table.
You want to do the Open Meeting Act?
Sure. The 48-hour notice is required under the Open Public Meetings Act has been met as notice of this regular virtual meeting was emailed on April 6, 2021, published in the Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star, and the Coaster. A copy has been placed on the bulletin board in the Borough office. A copy has been filed with the Borough Clerk. Chair Shook.
Here.
Mr. Albinair is not here this evening. Mayor Fox,
here.
Mr. Mulcahy,
Present.
Councilman Gubitosi,
Here.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Here.
Mr. Jung,
Here.
Ms. DeMarco, here, Mr. Maynard,
Here.
and Mr. Advento.
He'll be a few minutes late. He's finishing up his kiddos orientation.
Okay, all right. Also present, we have Monica Kowalski, attorney to the board, and our board planner, Christine Bell. Gerald Frieda will not be with us this evening.
Approval of the minutes. Did everyone have a chance to read the minutes of February 25th, 2021? There's any corrections to be noted or anything? If not, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of February 25th, 2021.
Second.
Mayor Fox,
Yes.
Mr. Mulcahy,
Yes.
okay, Mr. Gubitosi,
Yes.
Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco, yes, Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
and Chair Shook.
Yes.
I just want to note for the record that Mr. Advento has joined us.
How we doing?
Hey, John Eric.
Uh, Next up is the ordinance 2021-10, which is the amending chapter 450 zoning of the borough's revised general ordinance to amend the terms coverage building and coverage impervious in section 450-4 definitions for consistency with other recently adopted sections of chapter 450, introduced by the mayor and council on March 23rd, 2021. Any whatchamacallit,
Comment?
comments or a comment that you would like to move to the mayor and council?
I have one.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
I'd like to recommend that we add pervious pavers, for walkways and patios to the, as item 6 under exclusions for impervious coverage.
That's the for patios and walkways.
Hold on. So hold on. Oh, we just get where we are. So,
Yeah,
They make a
Oh.
pervious paver. I'm
so where
sorry,
it says coverage impervious, is that where we're going? And you want to make an item 6?
Item 6, yes.
All right, hold on.
To add that as an exclusion for the impervious coverage.
Now, when you say walkways, you're talking about like, let's say in the backyards along the side of the house and things like that, right?
Yes.
I'm okay with that, making it maybe a, whether it's a 25 or a 50% reduction. I don't see any reason why.
It's covered under
Back to the
the,
mayor and council as a recommendation.
Yeah.
How's everybody else feel?
Sounds fun.
Al? Yeah,
Well, I guess a question for Monica. Monica, are the mayor and I allowed to participate in this since we
Yeah.
are?
No,
I didn't think so. I'm just, yeah.
Well,
you'll see it eventually.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to the reasoning why,
Why what?
why that would be excluded.
Well, the pavers are spaced and they're filled between them with gravel so that the water permeates right through the paver itself. It doesn't run off.
Okay,
and that's why I was thinking a percentage, being that a percentage of the paver will have these holes in it where water will run right through it.
yeah, some of
Christine?
those pavers aren't, it's a recommendation, it's fine, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Christine?
So
You're muted,
Bob,
Christine.
can you tell me exactly what language you're recommending? I have coverage impervious for paragraph 6, request add as an exclusion, pervious pavers. And Bill, you were referencing a percentage. So you want to give me some language?
Well, I don't know how the rest of the board would feel or how Christie would feel about this, but being that the between the pavers, we're having whether it's dust or sand being put in between there, water will filter through. Now, how much do we allow for impervious coverage? I don't know, 25%? Does that sound like a good number, or 50% of the pavers
I would
to be counted? Michael? Where's the zoning officer?
Right now, it's
Okay.
30% for
Oh,
the
you do?
coverage. But to be honest, I don't think I should really have a say in it. It's just my job to enforce it. So I don't want to say, okay, you have all this, and because I personally just think it's just my job to enforce it. So I don't think I should really have much input into it, but I'm more than happy to listen to what everyone's thinking.
Well,
So
you
why
said-
don't we just make the recommendation that the council consider pervious pavers at an appropriate percentage?
well, Michael just said 30%, Michael?
That's what it calls for right
That's what's
now.
existing.
It's
Okay,
regular
that's
pavers.
existing. Okay. I didn't realize that we had. Okay.
Yeah, the
I know
New
we
York,
discussed this, many years ago on the planning board as far as allowing it. But
I thought it was 50% back then,
back then it was, yes, for the regular pavers.
the impervious. I thought it was
The
50%.
pervious pavers are covered under the New Jersey Stormwater Best Management Practice Manual, Chapter 9.7.
and what did they have?
They had a I think it was 6.4 inches per hour of water filtration through.
Filtration through the, through it.
Infiltration.
So I guess,
I think you have to assume that they're also being maintained properly,
Yes,
you know, because if somebody installs them and they don't maintain them properly, you might not be getting that pervious effect that we're looking for. So, you know, 50% would be great. And I think that's what Neptune uses, as they use it as 50%.
okay.
But, you know, you would have to decide on what you wanted to make it.
Why don't, I think, comfortably speaking, we can put it as pervious pavers at 30% as existing or at an appropriate percentage to be determined by the committee. How's that sound?
I'm good with that.
Sensible, good.
I like the flexibility of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything else as far as that?
I just want to raise, if I could, the
Oh.
only thing, the one thing I noticed is comparing this with the old language, there's one parameter that has changed, and I just want to get, which speaks to the in excess of 100 square feet, whereas previously the metric was 120 square feet. So if anyone can comment on the thinking behind that change from 120 down to 100 square feet, would help me understand what was going on with that.
Are you referencing the shed?
Well, it occurs twice in this ordinance.
Right.
The mentioning of
Yes.
in excess of 120 square feet was the old language. Now the new language is 100 square feet. So it would help me understand what was the thinking behind that change.
I'm with you. It would help me understand as well, because I'm at a loss for that too.
All right, I spoke with Jerry about this. And if I'm not mistaken, it was mentioned at the mayor and council meeting. 120 square feet, as per the manufacturer's spec, it has to be on concrete. It cannot be on, let's say, wood or anything where water would filter through. 100 square feet can sit on a pile of, on a wood slab or footing, and water will go through. And that's why the 100 feet versus the 120.
All right.
Christine? Am I correct on that one?
She's not the engineer, so she's not gonna be able to answer that, but it's a part of the rationale is probably the larger
Yeah.
the shed, the greater the runoff impact. So they're minimizing runoff impact.
If I'm not mistaken, that's what was said at the mayor and council, that the
Yeah.
120, as per the manufacturer, it required a concrete slab to be fastened to. But anything lower
So-
than that doesn't have to be.
It all has to do with drainage, drainage capabilities of the lot. So that's why it's a minimal number.
Yes.
But I also thought that storage sheds 100 square feet and under did not require building or
Right.
construction approvals.
Correct.
So it could just be approved for zoning if it's a little
Right.
prefab shed, 10 by 10, and then they can, as long as it's placed in the proper area in their yard and they have the correct setbacks, then it would alleviate them having to go through the whole building department process.
Okay.
makes sense.
All right. Well, I just wanted to understand that, because it appeared here, and wanted to reconcile understand the thinking there. Okay, so.
Anyone have anything else? Seeing none, then I would like to make a motion to move ordinance 2021-10, building coverage and coverage impervious to the mayor and council with the recommendation that was noted by Mr. Maynard.
All right. I'll second that motion.
All right. Mr. Advento,
Yes.
move, okay. Mr. Rosenthal,
Yes.
Mr. Jung,
Yes.
Mr. Maynard,
Yes.
Ms. DeMarco,
Yes.
Mr. Mulcahy,
Yes.
and Chair Shuck.
Yes, yes. Let's see, I believe that's it on the agenda. So our next regular meeting will be Thursday, May 27th at 6:30 PM. And again, Christy, thank you for all your services and your hard work
Oh, you're welcome.
in what you do. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting, I guess.
Second.
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely night.
Go
Bye,
enjoy your day.
everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your day, Christy.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thanks, Christy, for everything.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, good night.